Today we will be talking about the Industrial Revolution. Now, before we get into what happened, I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory or historical context on what was going on before it happened. Basically, people had to produce everything with these guys, and now they seem kind of useless to us. I mean, sometimes you can, but anyway, it was harder to get things done because they didn't really have any tools or machines to help them out. Along with that, they have relied on natural resources like the sun and water to get things done, like their crops. So,
for example, 80% of the population were farmers, mostly because most of the work required huge amounts of labor. Throughout the entire Industrial Revolution, new machines were created which lowered these requirements for farmers, then putting their current population at 1%.
1%.
Now, getting back to what the Industrial Revolution was, it began in 1750 when people used energy from fossil fuels, which included things like natural gas, oil, and coal. These fossil fuels came from energy stored from the sun over hundreds of millions of years. Now you may be asking yourselves, where did it all start?
Resources state that it started in a small island in Great Britain during the 18th century. New machines were created all throughout the Industrial Revolution. For example, some like the spinning jenny by James Hargreaves or the water frame by Richard Arkwright.
In Great Britain, people used wood from trees to build components for their societies, such as houses and ships. This limited their supply, which caused people to focus their attention on other resources. For instance, they replaced wood with coal. They started a mine for coal, but soon after mines started to flood, which made them use a machine called the steam engine created by James Watt.
James Watt was a Scottish inventor that made steam engines which were powered by coal, where they were used like vacuums to drain water from coal mines, which made it easier to access coal. Once steam engines had evolved, British colonies in North America were able to produce more cotton. Cotton doubled in the Industrial Revolution.
Some inventions, such as the sewing machine, had the steam engine attached to it, which helped Great Britain outproduce India. India did not need to invest in these type of inventions because they had high enough wages with just labor work.
You're probably wondering why the Industrial Revolution began in Britain, and the reasons are because of cultural superiority, shortage of wood, more liberal political institutions, and abundance of convenient coal deposits.
Industrialization did not begin in China because of the lack of support for maritime expedition and because of the large number of people populating China.
The spread of Industrial Revolution was machines being smuggled in rowboats to nearby countries because Great Britain didn't want anyone knowing how they were made or manufactured. Factories and railroads were spread to Belgium, Switzerland, and France. The Industrial Revolution didn't start in the US until Samuel Slater migrated from Britain to Rhode Island to set up the first textile factory on US soil.
Throughout the years, factories with the mechanical essentials were established in the United States. For example, industrialists used armies and acquired land to gain access to the materials needed to build these factories. On the other hand, European countries now are having trouble, while China, Brazil, and India became economic powerhouses.
The Industrial Revolution brought many benefits such as population growth and allowed accessibility to more wealth, health, and education. Also, the ability to travel like in planes, on cars, and stuff.
Thanks for watching!
You did what, Cyan?
In Great Britain, people used wood from trees to build. In Great Britain, people used wood from the societies. Yeah, no.
Go.
Do you want me to start over? They used wood from trees to build components for their societies, such as houses and ships. This limited their yeah. In Great Britain, people used wood from trees to build components. Why do I always fuck up there?
Pinkish like my cheeks or pinkish like